morning, folks. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. Well, it's going to post in the morning, but you may see it whenever. You might see it a year after it goes up. I see comments from videos that I did 5 years ago. And it's, anyway, because that's just the nature of YouTube. But anyway, I'm doing a gift request. CarolinasBeauty, a.k.a. Phyllis. Thank you for this gift, my dear. Jim Reeves. They also isn't his nickname, it's either the gentleman? Yeah, because Vern Gostin is the voice. I think Jim Reeves' nickname is Gentleman Jim Reeves or something. I got to give a couple other shout-outs. This one's from Penny Headland. She sent me this shirt. The Jersey Cowboy rides again. Rockin' the Country. That's me. And then Tupelo Honey sent me this hat 5 years ago, early in the channel. So Tupelo Honey, shout out to you. Thank you. And now I'm going to give the 5 different pronunciations of this song because it's old. Now, you might say Tyga, you might say Tige, you might say Tige. So you guys are going to have to clarify on that. And you're pretty good about that, about just sort of spelling out how you might say it. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got running.
Ty, you were faithful.
Ty.
Faithful to the end. Ty, how I miss you. You were my best friend.
Aww.
3 years of Army service done, and I was heading home at last. I got to thinking about my dog and things long gone and past. How old Tige pulled me from the creek when I had no pulse or breath, and how he had saved me from the charging bull that gored my dad to death.
Damn.
As a kid, I'd dream of bears and tremble to my toes, till old Tige would come up to my bed and nudge me with his nose. And then my fears would melt away, and Tige would go lie down, and I'd drift on back to sleep without another sound. The big bus stopped and I got off. It was awful dark and thick with fog. Then something gently nuzzled me, and there stood Tige, my dog. I wondered if my faithful dog had met the bus each day, and all the dreary winter nights since I'd been away. To have Tige meet me here like this, I was really glad, 'cause I hadn't needed Tige so much since the day they buried Dad. 2 long miles still lay ahead, but what I didn't know, a giant dam was being built where the old road used to go. I thanked the Lord for sending Tige, and I followed where he led, knowing well without his help that I'd be good as dead. Tige inched along this way and that, going rough and slow, and I could hear the water lapping at the ledges far below. Then through the mist I saw a light and Mother in her chair, and I reached down to pat old Tige, but he wasn't there. I'm thankful, Mom, you had old Tige these 3 lonely years. I owe my life to him tonight. I couldn't help my tears. You say you wrote me about the dam. Well, God was sure with us. I didn't get your letter, Mom, but old Tige met the bus. I hate to tell you, son, she said, but now you've got to know. When you left, it broke his heart. Tige died 3 years ago.
Oh, man. That was a twist in the end. Yeah. All right, so I read a book 25 years ago or so. Jeffrey Moussieff Masson, he was a psychiatrist, and he was, in the American Psychiatric Association, there was the top 5, there were 5 people who basically ran it and such. And he was one of them, and he had access to Sigmund Freud's letters. He was friends with Anna Freud. and he unsealed a few of the letters, not many, in Sigmund's library. There are many in there, but Anna Freud, Sigmund's daughter, was in charge of all that. And one of the things that he did not like about the profession was the power imbalance between the patient and the therapist, between the client and the therapist, however you want to word it. And he just felt that alone was creating certain issues, that the reverence, and I happen to share this view, not because it was his, but I just see, like in my life coaching with people, I'm not better or worse. The people I speak with are not better or worse. It's an exchange of ideas, and then the people I talk with have to decide what they're going to do with those ideas. It's not up to me. There's not necessarily a right way or wrong way. Everything in life is about trade-offs. There's no perfect solution to anything. If you're going to do this, you're saying you're not going to do all these other things, and this may work out and it may not. But you look at the likely outcomes based on available information and making sense of it. Well, Jeffrey Masson left the profession, and he wrote a book. It was on the emotions of elephants. And it was really one of the first times that I'd considered in a hardcore way, and I read the book, and about, do animals have emotions? And we know they do. I mean, anybody with a dog knows that, but he delved deeply into elephants. You tie it into memory, how memory affects emotions. Can you relive that? All this stuff. It was one of these, and I think the cover of the book was an elephant like with a tear or something, and I don't think it was photoshopped. But I've, of course, spoken with some of my friends who are veterinarians and such, and they all say, absolutely, animals experience emotions. They don't express them necessarily the way we do because they're unique, so are we. Neither's better, neither's worse. But in this song, this is how my brain works, people, in case you're new to the channel. But in this song, it broke the dog's heart, old Tige's heart, when he went off he had a military assignment for 3 years, and it broke old Tige's heart. And he greeted him at the bus, but the gentleman telling the story in the song, the soldier did not get that letter. I guess he got it when he got home, and old Tige wasn't there. And now there's a dam where the road used to be, and things move on. And that's just about like the love of you think, all right, how much love we have for our pets. That's how the songs are generally written, from the standpoint of how my pet got me through a hard time. And old Tige did for him when he was younger. His father got gored by a bull, but old Tige helped him, and he pulled him out of the river or the creek, whatever, and he was protecting him when he was scared, laid at his bed when he was little, when he would have dreams about bears that were scary or something. And it's typically written from the standpoint of how we feel about our dog. And the twist in the end was how the dog feels about us, in this case, about him. It's like, oh, that was nice. You don't see it coming. There it is. There's the shocker. So, all right, I'll rate this. Jim Reeves had this talking style, sometimes like Tom T. Hall or Johnny Cash has that. Paul Simon has that. There's some, Merle does it sometimes. Hank Jr. does it something where you talk a bit. Willie definitely does it, where it's more like a talking and then sometimes carry the tune. But, all right, so the number on this was sweet storytelling, and the number that popped into my head was an 8.7. The backing vocalist gave me the feel of angels, kind of. Like doggy angels, people angels, I don't know, but it just sort of had that choir feel to it. And it was a nice story, and I loved the twist in the end. Yeah, it was just pretty. So, Phyllis, well, I should say it this way, Carolina's Beauty, a.k.a. Phyllis, shout out to you again. Thank you for this and the other requests. And I may have another surprise coming up for you too, a comedian's surprise in the next week or whenever I get to that one. So, all right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Remember, your dog has feelings about you too, and you already knew that. Keep rocking the country.